Hello, boys and girls. I thank your teacher for having me to your school today. I'm doing kidney awareness today for your career day, and I just wanted you to know some things. But I noticed that you have questions before I even start. You wanted to know what my arm is. Well, I'm not on drugs or anything like that. I'm on dialysis, and that's my fistula. And I had it so long that I gave it a name. You should be paying rent, but when I got my transplant, I named my transplant kidney Hannah. So just sit back and just learn something about dialysis and kidney failure from me today. I'm a show host, I'm an author, and I'm just here to enlighten you about dialysis and kidney failure. All right. And when your kidneys don't work, you have to go to dialysis. And these are some of the things that we're going to talk about. So I thank the school for having me. I thank the senior citizens for having me in their program. I thank the college for having me. And I thank all the programs in the community for having me because kidney awareness is so important. So I have prizes for you today as well. I have my book, Through the Eyes of a Dialysis Patient, and I have Melzy Takes Dialysis to Show and Tell. They're in Barnes and Nobles, and they're in the bookstores, Amazon, and what have you, books.com and everything. But for you, you get them for free today if you answer the question. So I hope you've been listening so I can ask you any question that you need to know about your kidneys. All right. So thank you for having me because this is the Lisa Baxter Show, giving you the 411 in the kidney world. Boy, is it hot. Is it hot where you at? Because boys is burning up where I'm at. I'm sweating. I'm having it out here today. I had my lines all crazy and mixed up at the same time, but it's all good because awareness got to go out there no matter which way or how it go. But let me tell you something today. I have a fantastic guest. I have a college student. She's not only a college student from the Northern Community College. Live in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, from New York, but lives in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. She's a business administrator, and that's her major and what have you. I have Latrell Fields. Latrell Fields. Welcome, Latrell.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
I'm fine. I'm fine. I'm glad to see you. Last time I had you on the show, you was a teenager. So now you're a lady.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, and I see you got a little something in your arms there.
Yep, my son Cody.
Ah, he was fussing, huh?
Yep.
Ah, his first TV debut. Welcome, Cody. I call him Peanut. Hey, that's great, great baby right there. That's right. That's right. Well, we're going to start the show. And let me see what I can ask you first, because I mean I could go so many ways with you, because you have polycystic kidney disease, right?
Yes.
All right, and you've gotten polycystic disease from your mother,
Yes, ma'am.
who got it from her mother.
Yep.
All right, so it's been passed down so far.
Yes.
All right, and you have a sister that has it.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, and she was on my show with you last time, right?
Yep. When we were young.
That's right. She was only 8 years old, and I'm hoping to snag her, grab her, and get her as well. All right, so let's get this thing rolling because I'm sure some people want to know how this kind of kidney disease can affect the family. What can it do an adult, and what it can do as a teenager in the working force and the educational force as well. So let me not be so chatty and let me get to it. Okay, what I like to ask you first is how have you been taking care of your kidneys so far, you would say?
I changed my way of eating.
Uh-huh.
Eat how I used to eat, even though every time I go to get my checkup for my kidneys, they tell me that my kidneys are working fine. But I just want to go back, and whenever I go back to the doctor, and I just want to hear that I just don't have it anymore, so that when I get older, that I could just know that it's able to leave and I don't have to have it.
Mm. Well, at least you're not on dialysis. Sometimes it's one thing to have a kidney disease and another thing to be on dialysis, just like it's another thing to have a transplant. Everything is a different journey, but it's still a journey. And
Right.
it's still a journey that we're taking. I know I had wished that I had polycystic kidney disease, and I remember one time they saw the cyst, and another time I went back, they didn't see any. So I had them check more than once because I couldn't believe that what they were saying, and they didn't see any more cysts. So I was happy, and that went on for years, thank God. And then the cyst came back, and I ended up on, but God knows all things. The warrior still got a story. What about that?
Yes, ma'am.
Now, okay, so you found out as a teenager. Tell me a little bit about that when you found out.
Um, as my grandmother had told me when she was alive, we was sitting there watching TV, and she was like she had to talk to us, and then she told us. I was kind of hurt, not for me, but for my little sister because she had already was going through her own sickness with having seizures, her asthma. So I
Yeah.
it was just a discouraged like why do my little sister have to go through all of this, like I was hurt for myself too, but I was really mostly hurt for her. I didn't know
Uh-huh.
which way it would lead or anything, but my sister, she's great. She plays volleyball, she was playing soccer, she was playing field hockey, was doing band. She didn't let her sickness stop her. So once I seen that she could do
No, she didn't. Mm-hmm.
I seen that she could do all of this through her sickness,
Yeah.
I was happy. She didn't let it discourage her.
No, she didn't. And apparently you didn't either, because I don't know nobody that has so many jobs in my life. Every time I turned around, you was working, you was at work and everything. And um, you're a warrior yourself. So, how would you why when you learned you had this, you were still, going through high school and now you're in college. How did you deal with it while you were working and what have you? I mean, maybe,
How I dealt with it was because once I knew that my kidneys were still functioning, I didn't think of myself as sick. I thought of myself as I'm still normal. I'm still able to do everything I wanted to do. I'm not
mm,
sick. I have the disease, and one day me and my family will figure out how we get this out of our family.
mm,
That's how I
yeah.
always do it. And I always made sure that I didn't pick a job that was too hard for me to or stress me out or anything like that.
Now that's a smart move because stress does add a lot of things to kidney disease or any illness at all. Any illness at all. So I see you got your water there, and
Yes.
that's the vegan water, right?
Yep.
Ah, so you're giving a little bit to the baby.
Yes, ma'am.
I ain't mad at you. Come on here. Come on here. Give him his little drinky drink. So okay, now all right. So you've been working and you've been going to school.
Yes.
How does this affect you in school at all? Has it affect you at all in school, with your grades and hitting deadlines to papers and stuff?
No, it actually hasn't. I'm able to still do everything, get everything submitted on time. Nothing stopped me.
Uh-huh. Okay. That's
I
good.
still work the normal way. I don't let it discourage me. You know how some people like find out they have a sickness and let it discourage them. I never
Yeah.
let it discourage me because I never saw that. I saw how you on Yolanda and my grandmother never let it discourage y'all. So
Right.
I watched and learned that I can't let this take over me.
Ah. So you learned something from me, huh?
Yes.
And who am I?
You are my Aunt Lisa, my great great.
That's right. That's right. And all right, because we don't let nothing kill us, right?
At all.
That's right. We some fighting family, right? We a
Yep.
fighting family against disease, against sickness. And a lot of different sicknesses have been in our family, running our family. Heart disease, diabetes, polycystic kidney disease was a big one, but the other ones was just as big and just as troubling,
Right.
just as troubling.
And
All
then
right.
also when my
Uh-huh.
with my grandmother, once she had to be on dialysis, and the she had the had diabetes also. I learned that, and she was still having her own business. I saw that she didn't let it discourage her either.
That's right.
She
She ran the business, and your Uncle Gino Shelton Crossland, my brother, he also ran his business while on dialysis.
exactly. He did
Yolanda Webster still worked. My sister, that's right. So you see, we come from that type of family.
right.
We come from that type of family. Oh my peanut. Oh Lord have mercy. I'm gonna get him to talk next. But now dealing with these type of things, right?
Right.
Oh, he's fussing. I know what he really wants. Dealing with these type of things.
Right.
All right. And you talking to us, so you use us to help you out with these things you saying also, right?
Correct.
All right. So okay. So I did have another question for you. I can't even read my own handwriting. That's a trip right there. Now I wanted to talk about your pregnancy, because we know a lot of times when we're pregnant or we're carrying a child, God forbid, diseases can pass on to the children. But even before that, we're going to talk about the pregnancy first, because they were monitoring you. So I want you to talk about your pregnancy, and try to get little Peanut situated. He hungry. Oh, I see he gained weight.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord. If I was there, I had to sing to him. Yeah. So, that so answer that question for me. For great, please.
Can you repeat the question? Because he was kind of screaming.
All right. I ain't mad at you. You funny, because I almost forgot the question myself. Through the pregnancy. Good
Mm-hmm.
thing for writing stuff down. Through your pregnancy, what were some of the things you had to deal with or they talked to you about through your pregnancy?
Okay, when I found out I was pregnant, I was about 2 months.
Okay.
And they asked me my family history. So even though I'm already in the system of letting it be known that I have polycystic kidney disease,
All
they
right.
asked how who it came from. So we let it know that it started from what we know was my great grandpa,
My
Joshua.
father, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Then his kids had it, which passed down to their kids. Some of his grandkids have it, some don't, and we
Right.
that history. And then since they knew that I had it, they told me that my pregnancy would be a high risk just cause I have it.
Yes.
Just so they had me so that I won't get preeclampsia during my pregnancy. They had me take baby aspirin every
Mm-hmm.
night up until I gave birth, so I don't have to take it anymore. But during that, so basically, my pregnancy was a high risk pregnancy just because of the fact that I had a kidney disease. So they also not only going to check on the baby, but they also had gave me a kidney doctor too to check on me during my pregnancy. So they would always do the ultrasounds, check my kidneys, check the baby kidneys. So when they checked my son kidneys during the ultrasound, it didn't show that he had it.
Hallelujah. Glory!
Right.
Hey, I wanted it to stop right where it stopped at. That's right, Shando. That's right. Hallelujah. I
Right.
had to go there. I don't care. I'm on TV. I had to go there. Shando. Not my peanut. Continue.
Right. And then I had a besides the knowing that I had a high risk pregnancy of having polycystic kidneys, I had a good pregnancy. Um like when I first was pregnant in the beginning, I had the morning sickness about once or twice, and then during the ending of my pregnancy, I had it again. So that's how I knew I was having a boy because I really wasn't having morning sickness or nothing like that. And then May 15th, he came out at 2:50 a.m.
Woo!
Mm.
That was a long labor though. I
Yep,
heard some things went on there. I had to come out there.
for seven
Woo!
hours and 50 minutes. They wanted to induce me because of me having a kidney disease. They didn't want it to go past the due date, or they didn't want him to go past the 2 weeks. So they were basically saying they don't want to take no precautions if they would have just waited and let him come on his own. They didn't
Yeah.
want it to happen to me nor him. I understood, but it hurted like a mess.
I know it did. I'm sure it did. Wow. Wow. Yeah, because it took the whole family to go in there practically with you.
Yeah,
What? I ain't mad at you. You
yeah,
had Melzy in there with you, your mama, your father. I ain't mad at you.
yep.
Shoot.
And I was in the hospital for 4 days.
4 days.
Mm.
Okay. So how has motherhood been?
It's great. I love I love it. I have somebody to sleep with now. Got my own little partner in crime. My mom,
Oh,
but my mom feel like I'm too overwhelmed. She'll come take him, or my sister will come take him. I go to sleep for a little while, or I even go for a little walk, go walk the dogs, or something like that. I have a good support system.
that's good. So being a single mom with polycystic kidney disease, all right, you got a support system in place.
Yes.
That's good. You got more than enough babysitters. You got more than enough things if you needed to do it. Great is here. Cito, we all here. You know,
Good.
so that's right. So, if you had to talk to anybody out there with kidney disease as a woman, what would you say? And then I want you maybe to say something even as being a mother or carrying a baby. So I want you to give advice 3 different ways. So we're going to start out being a woman with kidney disease talk.
If I was to talk to another woman that had the kidney disease, no matter if it's the same one that I have or just have a kidney disease, period, I would tell them just go to the doctor, stay doing your checkups, watch what you eat,
Hmm.
just take care of yourself.
Okay. All right. Now, what would you say to someone with a kidney disease that's carrying a baby and might have been afraid or scared? Because I'm sure, even though Key was all right, I mean, I know you had your chance where you were worried about him having this disease. What was your most worry about him having it?
My most worry was about thinking, because like I said, I saw how you on Yolanda, Uncle Gino, my grandmother went on dialysis. Nobody wants to see their kid or their family member go through dialysis, got
Yeah.
to through needles, operations, and all that stuff. So, what I would tell a woman that's pregnant with the child, same what I would tell a woman that's not pregnant. Keep going to your appointments, watch what you eat, take care of yourself, because not only that you're not only living for yourself, you're living for another human being also.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Now I see that now okay, now as being a mother, what would you say? I mean, you Cody is good. I mean, you got me calling him that now because I call him Peanut. He's fine now. KJ is fine. But all right, what are some of the things that God forbid you would have did if he did have it? What would you have done, or what would you could have done, or what you think you might have done?
I would that's a good question.
Well, take them.
I would have probably tried to like talk to more doctors and see like um what do babies his age group like go through? Do they go through anything? And I would always
Hmm.
take him to the doctor's appointments for them to check his kidneys and make sure that his kidneys is functioning perfect. That
Yeah.
it's only just a cyst on it. It's not multiple cysts. He doesn't need no operations or anything. Basically, I would stay above it.
Wow.
Do for
No,
myself.
that's good.
I would do for my kid.
Hmm. Hmm. Well, as a mother, you have to educate yourself about your baby, about even any illnesses they would ever have. Even if it's the childhood illnesses or anything, you would have to know or learn about it. Because mothers learn from each other sometimes. You know what I mean? Just like kidney patients learn from kidney patients. I learned some things. This thing called Kidney Matters, and the Polycystic Kidney Foundation. I joined some foundations to help me educate myself as well as other people dealing with this and not dealing with this. So I know out there in Pennsylvania, I sent your mom some stuff, and so y'all would know some more things also. But like you said, you have to stay up on it, and talking to the doctors and stuff like that, which is a good thing.
Right. And being that my mom was a single mom and I used to watch her have to take my sister to the hospital, and when it was times that the doctor didn't know anything, and I just was like, I would not want my kid to go through that. I wouldn't want to go through that because that's stressful. When you asking the doctor what's wrong with your kid and they tell you they can't seem to find out what's wrong, and they're running a bunch of tests, and it's heartbreaking.
It is, because she never liked to see y'all have a needle or a shot. She wanted us to take y'all to the doctor when it came to needle or shot, because she couldn't stand to hear y'all cry if the doctor stuck you. But when she took Melanie to the doctor, because Melanie have absent seizures, right?
Yes,
The
ma'am.
one where she look up and look like she's thinking when she's not, and she also have serious asthma. She have eczema, and I've seen her run to the emergency room for Melanie too. So y'all all have been tag teams running to the emergency room with Melanie, even though she's such an active kid and a smart kid at that. I gotta have her back. But yeah, I know you want her to squeeze in, but the show's only 30 minutes and she got her own story, so I needed to tell her journey as well. But so yes, that is heart wrenching. That is heart
Yeah.
wrenching. Turn them around a little bit. That is heart wrenching. Had your peanut. That's great, great baby. That's what that is. I said it on TV. That's right. That's right. Bless your life. Now, okay. Let me ask you something. Let me see now. Now, okay, so you're doing well in your grades, even though you're a single mama. You
Yes.
doing you doing well even at home. Now, you said you changed your diet. How did you change it, and what did you change it to?
Okay, I still cheat sometimes because I still like snacks and stuff. Don't tell
Who
nobody,
doesn't?
y'all.
You done told it. I didn't have to let that cat out. Go ahead.
Like I eat more fruit. I eat more like salads and stuff. I
Mhm.
try things like but I learned that when you eat fruit, all real fruit have seeds in it. So I make sure all the fruits I get has seeds in it. I love watermelon, I love grapes, cantaloupe, melons. I eat the fruits that I like. Even some of the fruits that I never had before, I still try.
That's
Um
good.
I try to stay away from fast food and a lot of fried food. So like if I want my mom to cook, I'll be like, Mom, can you bake this? Or Mom, let's try to eat something baked, not too much fried. Sometimes we
Mhm.
have our days where we just buy a bunch of snacks and eat snacks all day. Who doesn't do that?
Yes, yes.
Um
Well, you need balance. You need balance. I mean, when I'm good all the time, sometimes I do something bad that I'm not supposed to have. But if it made me sick, then I like back up or back off or back away. But
right.
so far so good. Hallelujah. So but
Right.
you changed. So what is that? A vegan diet? What kind of diet is that? Just a low calorie or what is it? Because y'all
It's
run also. Y'all walk and run. So talk a little bit about that.
so and it's called the alkaline diet.
Right.
So it's basically you still you're eating food, but it's just that you're eating food that we're supposed to normally eat. And
Okay.
at first, I'm not really a mushroom person, but some food that my mother had made required mushrooms, and I really didn't like it, but I ate it. You're not gonna like something when you're used to eating pork chops and stuff like that. Once you change the way you eat, and you're not gonna, of course, you're not gonna sit here. Like that's like giving a kid a bunch of candy or a day, and you give him a bowl full of carrots. They're gonna be like, "What's this?"
You ain't never lied. I know that's right. You just don't change overnight. It's a process.
Right? It is
It's a process.
at first I didn't like it. I was discouraged. I'm like, no, mom, I'm used to this. I'm used to that. But I dealt with it. I did it for like a week, and I started to like the different foods and things like that. It takes time. It's not a 1, 2, 3 kind of process. It's gonna take. It took me like a whole month to get used to it. I started off with just drinking water. Then it was water and eating fruit, or
Uh-huh.
would drink water all day, and at night I eat a meal. I was just trying different ways to get me to do the diet
Uh-huh.
so I could get used to it, and I actually like it. It's really not bad.
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I've done a little something something with it. You guys have lost weight. I see you toned up, and you guys have lost weight, and you haven't complained through the whole pregnancy. I've never seen somebody so mobile and so active, and you didn't act like a regular. Some pregnant people that I've seen. You didn't act like a regular pregnant person. You had energy. And you did your thing. I ain't mad at you. You did your thing.
A
Your
lot.
grade is proud of you.
A lot of people said that to me. They'd be like, "You don't have weird cravings. You don't want to eat this. You don't want to eat that." I'm like, no. I eat how
Yeah,
I eat. But I just knew that I had to eat. Because normally when I wasn't pregnant, I probably eat like once a day, and I really be full like that whole day. Like I wouldn't want to eat nothing else. I was
they kept
okay.
it. Uh-huh.
Right. I was okay. I was alright. I didn't want nothing else to eat, but I knew that once I was pregnant, I gotta eat. I can't starve myself. It's not like I was starving myself. I just only ate when I was hungry when I wasn't pregnant. Once
And
I
you
found
couldn't
that I was
stop the
pregnant,
baby. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I found that I was pregnant, I knew I had to eat. So, but I wasn't like how pregnant women that want all these different cravings. I really wasn't craving. I was eating regular how I normally ate. Only time I probably at the end of my pregnancy, I started eating a lot of sour candy. I could say I was craving for sour candy. I could say
Mm-hmm.
that. But other than that, I was fine.
I remember with the sour candy, I think we had to go to the market and get it. I remember the sour thing. All right. I knew that was going on. Okay. All right. Is there anything that I missed for you to say?
I don't think so. I think we touched bases with everything.
Okay. All right. Anything you want to add? Or because, you know, I find with families, a lot of times families are very private. They get sick and they won't say anything. That's why I'm out here all the time running my mouth and talking. And people say, "Oh, you shared that, or you said that. Oh, you've been on dialysis. Oh, you got a transplant. Oh, you sick. Oh, you a widow." I share a lot of stuff because we go through hell with our sickness sometimes, and nobody knows about it. They know about the other illnesses out there. I mean, I don't know if you agree or not, but there's a lot of illnesses out there, and I ain't saying nothing bad about them because I wouldn't want to have none of the illnesses out there. But I would think all of them need awareness, and all of them need to be out there, not just some. So how
Right.
do you feel about that? Because polycystic kidneys is under a rock, kidney disease is under another rock, a bush, a bushel, or under a tree, or under some kind of potted plant. Nobody knows about it.
Well, how I was raised and brought up, my family always told their business. So,
I ain't.
and I would tell people I had the kidney disease. They'd look at me like, "You're not ashamed?" No, because it's not affecting me. If it was a disease, it's not a, and I tell you about it, it's not a sexual disease or nothing you could get from hugging somebody. It's a family trait. And when I used to, before I switched my major from nursing, when I was in high school, I did a report on polycystic kidney disease, and I really learned a lot besides from what my family being on dialysis. But I really learned 10 times more doing researches and stuff. The only way you're during having polycystic kidney disease, your kidneys can really affect you is if they fail. As long as you do right, you can live with the disease forever and be perfectly fine.
I was trying to eat less meat, because they told me I had a different diet before I got on dialysis. That's a renal diet when you on dialysis, but I had a different type of diet. It was like a low protein diet. I don't know if you had to go through that because they said the less meat the better because pork and beef would it makes the kidneys work harder to digest it or break it down, and it takes days for that stuff to get out of the body or the system. So I didn't, so I ate very lean meat. I hardly like meat anyway, but I ate some, because a lot of times it did build the blood. It did help me at least through dialysis, so I was able to
I
to
did
move around the room.
when I went to my doctor. They told me they're like your kidneys are perfectly fine. You just have tiny cysts on them. Is nothing. The longer you come and keep doing what you're doing, the cysts could go away, or when you come back, you could just it's gonna be the same thing every time you come back. But your kidneys work perfectly fine. As long as your kidneys still function during having a cyst, you're perfectly fine.
When I had it, mine worked 100%. And I was happy to know that and hear that when I was dating your Uncle Mitch at the time, who always loved you very much. And we used to keep you as a baby, babysit you. And you gotta, this disease you have to like work on. You got to work on anything, and you got to share stuff with the family and young people because you can't like be sick and not tell the family so they'll know about it, how to help you, how to deal with it. Do you agree about that? Because your grandmother, her arm burst, it burst out in public. We all had things out in the street. I passed out in the street myself. You know what I mean? I passed out in the church one time. You know what I mean? So if your family don't know anything about it, they can't help you. Or if your church don't know about it. So where I went to my job, I told them stuff. So if they see what happens to me, they'll know how to deal with me. I think that's very important. And I say that to every warrior out there, every person out there, even dealing with an illness. Don't be ashamed. Don't be ashamed. Help yourself and have the other people help you, because you might not be able to talk. Signal is gonna go. All right. So I appreciate you guys coming in. I coming on the show. I thank you for Latrell. Latrell,
Yes, do you see me?
I can see you. Push the phone down a little bit. I want you to give your shout out to who you want to give it out. So I don't want to lose our time. I want you to be able to say what you want to say, because I already thanked everybody for coming in. Thank you too. What shout out to who you want to shout out to? Friends, family, co-workers. I don't know.
Shout out to my great great for doing this journey. I hope you succeed wherever you want to get in life. Shout out to my family that's helping her, and shout out to all the people that has whatever kind of sicknesses that's getting through it.
Oh wow. Now that's good. I ain't mad at you. Thank you for being such a strong warrior, a strong mother, a strong woman. Thank you for backing your family up, taking good care of my peanut, taking care of your great great. I love you and appreciate you. And hey, if you ever want to do this again, you know I got your back, okay?
Okay, thank
I love
you.
you. You
Love you
welcome.
too.
Mwah.
Mwah.
Well, everybody, I thank Latrell for coming on, because some people are quiet and private, but she told her story and she told it well and she told it great. So I hope that you got something out of it. I know you did. Ain't no sense me saying it. I know you got something out of it. So God bless you. See you next week. Another great guest. This was my baby, but another great guest. So see you next week. God bless you and thank you for tuning in. Take care of your kidneys.